What up? It's your boy Wall Street back again, ready to talk about the NBA. And with the NBA trade deadline looming, I am currently recording this on a Wednesday night, aka this is my Wednesday night interlude, inspired by Party Next Door. Shout out Party. And I want to talk about a trade that involved my favorite team, my dearly beloved Washington Wizards, who I actually just saw beat the Brooklyn Nets by nearly 20 points in Brooklyn. It was an amazing show. Bilal Coulibaly had a triple-double. Keyshawn George put up great production. Jordan Poole, it was just a great team effort. But Kyle Kuzma was not a part of the team tonight because he has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks in exchange for Khris Middleton and AJ Johnson, as well as a 2028 pick swap. The pick swap is basically going to allow the Wizards to swap their own pick with the less favorable of Milwaukee or Portland's pick, first round pick in 2028. So not sure how great that's going to go. Hopefully Milwaukee and Portland are terrible at that time, and the Wizards are great, so we get a high draft pick, but we'll see what happens. So the Wizards are also sending Patrick Baldwin Jr., who really has not played much for us. We got him in the Jordan Poole trade, and, he goes out the door with Kyle Kuzma. So I'm not really sure how people are feeling about this trade, but I, for one, I'm okay with it because I think, getting a veteran who's a three-time All-Star and NBA champion in Khris Middleton is very valuable for this young team. And Khris Middleton is no scrub. Like, Khris Middleton has probably one of, if not the meanest mid-range in the NBA. Like, dude can pull up from 15 feet and make like 50 in a row. Like, it does not matter. So he's kind of an old school player. I think he's going to rub off really well on the guys on the team. And getting AJ Johnson as well is a great pickup. AJ Johnson was a first round pick in this last year's draft. He was the 23rd overall pick by the Bucks, and he's only played in 7 games this season. So he's a 6'4" shooting guard. He's only 160 pounds, so he does need to put on some weight. But he's very quick, very shifty. I've seen a little bit of his, highlights from high school, pre-NBA, some of the stuff that he's done in the NBA. His last game with the Bucks, which was on February the 3rd against OKC, he played 29 minutes, went 5 for 12 and had 13 points. So obviously it's very hard to tell how good he's going to be, but he's 20 years old. He literally just turned 20 back in December. So this achieves what the Wizards wanted, right? I think they wanted some sort of draft compensation. They get that pick swap. Hopefully it pans out for them in the future. Kyle Kuzma signed a deal last summer, or it might have been the summer before that. I think it was last summer, 4-year deal. And everyone was like, okay, we're just signing him to trade him. And, at the time last year when the trade deadline was coming around, they were going to trade him to Dallas. And he said, no, he wants to stay. He likes what we're building. Apparently that changed. And obviously Kuzma's missed a significant amount of time this season. Khris Middleton as well. But, the Bucks are getting a guy in Kyle Kuzma who's played 27.7 minutes per game this year, 32 games played. He started 30 of them. He's shooting 42% from the field, which is a career low, and shooting 28.1% from three, which is also a career low. And I do think he's going to play better in Milwaukee. He's just not going to have as much attention on him. So he's going to be, good for open threes. I don't know if he's going to start or if he's going to come off the bench, but either way, I think he's just going to be, a guy that comes in and scores. He's going to rebound. He gets a decent amount of rebounds. His 21 to 22 campaign with the Wizards, he averaged 8.5 rebounds a game. So Giannis is obviously going to collect the majority of the rebounds. Brook Lopez, but Kuzma's probably going to be a substantial rebounder at the wing position. So I think this is a good move for the Bucks. I think it does what they need. I don't know what they're going to do with Patrick Baldwin Jr. I mean, he definitely has potential, but I haven't really seen him grow on that potential since he's been with the Wizards. So I think it's a good trade. I think it's a good trade. I like what Khris Middleton brings to the Wizards. I think, Kyle Kuzma was a good veteran presence, but I think Khris Middleton's going to be an even better veteran presence. And, we'll see what happens. At the very least, I think he's going to at least help the team, score some points. He's going to, diversify the type of shots that we're taking. We're not really a mid-range team. I don't really know what kind of team we are, frankly, but, sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. Most of the time we don't. But we're going to get there eventually, and I think what you need to build that is someone who builds culture. And Khris Middleton being a 3-time All-Star, being an NBA champion, especially him being around Giannis for so many years. He's been in Milwaukee for, I think, like 10 plus years. Since the 2013-2014 season, he's been in Milwaukee. Played one season in Detroit before that. So the reason I like him being, from that Milwaukee locker room is he really came up from nothing. The Bucks were not really good when they got him, and Giannis kind of grew into this really amazing MVP caliber player. And I really hope that Khris Middleton is able to kind of explain the work ethic and the drive and the types of workouts and, skill workouts, shooting drills, things like that. I want him to explain those things to Alex Sarr, because I think Alex Sarr could learn a lot from Giannis. And if Alex Sarr can just try to develop his game like Giannis did, he's going to be an amazing player in this league. So I really do like what we got back. I like AJ Johnson. I think, you get a good veteran, you get a guy who's 20 years old. So even though you didn't get, future draft capital that's really substantial, you're getting a guy who got picked in the first round this year. He's going to, he's on a 2-2, so 2 years guaranteed, 2 years team option for AJ Johnson. And then Khris Middleton is under contract for this season, and then he has a player option of $34 million for next season. Whereas Kyle Kuzma is going to be under contract for a little bit longer, but I do believe he's getting paid less. He is getting paid $23.5 million this season, $21.4 million next season, and $19.4 million in the 26-27 season. So he's got 2 extra years that are guaranteed. If Khris Middleton enacts his option for next season, they're basically, Kyle Kuzma's just outpacing him by 1 year. But the contract is lower. It helps Milwaukee get under that second apron and, just helps him out financially. So I think it's a good deal for both sides. I'm not, mad at it. And I kind of heard about this trade a few days ago where it was just a matter of what type of draft capital are the Wizards getting back. And it was either going to be a 2031 first round pick from the Bucks, or it was going to be a pick swap. So, not a crazy trade, but, it's my Washington Wizards. So, I'm sad to see Kuzma go. I enjoyed watching him on the team, but I'm excited to see what Khris Middleton's going to bring. So I want to know what you guys think, though. What do you think about this trade? Who do you think won this trade? What do you think about Khris Middleton? What do you think about Kyle Kuzma? What do you think about AJ Johnson? What do you think about Patrick Baldwin Jr.? I want to know your thoughts, so please leave some comments down below. I would greatly appreciate you doing that so we can chat. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, if you guys enjoyed the video, please give me a like. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate you doing that. And I'll catch you guys soon. Got plenty more videos coming. Tons of crazy trades happening in the NBA. So it's going to be a wild next, not even 24 hours. I'm recording this at night. I think the trade deadline's at like 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So we got 15, 16 hours left. So going to be pretty crazy. So stay safe, guys. Have some fun. Enjoy the rest of your night, evening, morning, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Handle business. Stand on business. Peace out.